Slow, soft, gentle sounds aren't the only things that regulate us. Sometimes music that is fast, joyful, energetic, and perhaps even a little chaotic can help neurodivergent brains. As someone who is AuDHD, which is autistic and ADHD, I use different music for different states. Calm music when I need to settle, and music like this when I need more energy or motivation. And today, I want to share one that does exactly this for me. Hi, I'm Lucinda, and welcome to The Outsider Within, a space for honest conversations about the experience of being different. And today, we're exploring a song by the US band The Interrupters called She's Kerosene. How I discovered them. Back in October 2024, I was painting the house. And anyone who's ever done that knows how dreary that can be. And I needed something to really help me going, to help get the motivation happening to actually get the job done. And since I don't do caffeine, I looked at music, which is my go-to for everything. And there's one type of music, there's one genre that I find that's particularly uplifting and particularly motivating, and that is ska. And I pulled up a playlist of ska music and just had that going while I was painting. I find ska music really happy and bouncy, really motivating and energizing. And I was listening away to this playlist sort of in the background, in the foreground while I was painting, and then I heard this.
I'm a match, she kerosene, you know she gonna burn down everything.
And it got me from that very first instant. Is the speed, the tempo, the way this music, this song travels along. It sounds really uplifting, and I'm a real sucker for bass riffs. I love bass guitar, and I played for a little while, and it's always what I hear and listen to in music more than anything. I will know a bass riff before I even listen to lyrics because that's what I'm listening to. Let me play you a snippet of one of the golden parts of this song. Just see if you can tune into the bass because this guy is genius.
I've been burned for the last time. Whoa. I've been burned for the last time.
Isn't that gold? Then on top of the bass, we've got Amy, the singer's voice. I just love the timbre of her voice, the quality of the sound, and just the way she's singing. It just, I don't know, something in it just really resonates for me. There's the energy of the song, the band, like it is just a vibey song. If you like dancing, this is something that probably would get you up dancing. So then I started wondering, who is this band? This song is incredible. And the band is The Interrupters. So I'm painting away this for hours and days on end. And I kept hearing not only this song, but other songs that sounded like them. I was like, this sounds similar. Is this the same band? And it was. And I was hooked. That was it. From that day forward, ever since, I have been hooked. I went online and I found and ordered every single one of their CDs. And in all honesty, that's the first music that I've bought in probably over a decade because it's something that really spoke to me. Now, most of my music collection is from younger days. I haven't found anything newer that has resonated like this for me. These guys are awesome. When I was painting, I was listening to the music on my phone. And anyone who listens just on their phone would know how tinny that sounds. So once the CDs arrived and I was listening to them on a stereo with, good sound quality and just really being able to immerse in it, I realized that this music was what I was missing. I started listening pretty much all day, every day. And then I began to notice that I felt full again. And I actually hadn't realized how empty I'd been feeling. But the magic of The Interrupters this album and this album in particular, is just so incredible and so exactly what I need and needed at that time as well. One of the things that I love most about this song is the imagery in the lyrics. I think Amy, who writes most of the lyrics for most of the songs, is absolute genius, and she's been writing for many decades actually, and I think she's mastered the craft of putting lyrics together beautifully. The imagery, like, it started out like any other morning. The sky was red, he took it as a warning. She kicked the hive, now the bees are swarming. It keeps going, but you can see, like, just in these really sort of static, is that the right word? Punchy lines, you're getting such a good image, a good sense of what this relationship is all about that they're talking about in the song. Something else, another theme in all of this was reclaiming the power. So in the relationship that's being talked about in the song, the female's gaslighting and doing all sorts of not all that nice things, and it's about the male in the relationship reclaiming his power. And another snippet of lyrics is, I'm a match, she's kerosene, you know she's going to burn down everything. She's an arsonist in her pastime, and I've been burned for the last time. That I get tingling just reading that. It's such a strong recognition of what was going on and the, I guess, the determination to actually go, that's it, to draw a line and say, stop, that's enough. Personally, I can relate to it, and I've also seen these sorts of behaviors in many relationships and people around me. Some more lyrics. The smoke clears out and he's been awakened. He said this life could be mine for the taking. And there's a little bit more. And he could make it out if he could dream it. And again, I think that's so powerful. I think often we can lose ourselves in a relationship. We can try to figure out how we think we're meant to be behaving as opposed to just being ourselves. And what we need to do to keep the relationship alive, and we modify who we are. I know I did that when I was young, a lot of that. And to lose sight of who you are and what's possible and how things should be, that can happen really easily. And it threads into and overlaps with RSD, so rejection sensitive dysphoria. And he could make it out if he could dream it. So like he in this moment in the song, he's lost sight of what's possible, that there could be another way. And there is so much power when you can actually see that for yourself and make the decision of what you want and what's right for you. Yeah, I think in a bit of a thread through this song is the reminder of the pain of being stuck and sometimes knowing that there's a better way and just really not knowing how to get out or that you can get out. Losing the sense of possibilities and options for yourself. And I think that's a pretty dangerous emotional space to be in. Anyway, this song led to a deep dive into the interrupters, of course, because of my autism and hyperfocus and, well, maybe the ADHD as well. So I've listened to their music for many hours, many days. I read all I can find about them, and I've watched a ton of interviews. The band is made up of Amy, who is known as Amy Interrupter, actually Amy Allen, and she sings quite differently when she's not with the band. Her husband, Kevin, and his twin brothers, Jesse and Justin. And Justin's the bass player, so a big shout out to him for becoming my hero bass player and pipping everybody else at the post just by being so incredibly awesome. Each one of these band members is incredibly awesome and incredibly talented and brings so much to what they do. And apart from their musicianship, it's the tightness of Amy's lyrics that really is second to none. And there's more on that to come in a later video because I really want to dive into a few more of the songs and just explore the lyric side of it. But so much of Amy's story throughout her life is familiar to me. And again, I'll share more about that in other videos. She's been through an incredibly rough time. Amy's life, early life in particular, was incredibly rough. But what I just adore about her is that she still believes in the power of love and is clearly a really good and kind person. It's so evident when you watch videos where they're playing live, and the way she's interacting with the audience. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. She's an incredible human. And I'm getting emotional about that one. So this band is really up there as one of my all-time favorites. And even though they're an incredibly new addition to my music listening list, this band is up there as one of my all-time favorites. All my other favorites are from my teens and my early 20s, and the Interrupters have absolutely got me. In 2025, Spotify ranked me as the top 7 listener globally to the Interrupters, which I think is really cool. I've linked the full song below so that you can listen to it properly, and I highly recommend you do, and do with headphones so you can just really soak up the sounds. It's incredible. Now, I shared earlier that the genre for me, my go-to genre for happy, bouncy music is ska. And what I'd really love to hear is, what's your go-to for happy, bouncy music? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me on The Outsider Within. Next time, I will be welcoming a very special guest who will be sharing about their experience of being different and a song that supported them along the way. May you continue to own what supports you, even when it looks different.